Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new podcast. You're joined by me, Xephas and my wonderful co-host, Squirrel Girl DGT, also known as Gwen.
Wonderful is a bit of a stretch if I'm honest, but I'll take it.
So we're here with the brand new Fatpaws podcast, the podcast in which we talk about all things fat and furry. So yeah, this is it. So how do we come up with the name of the podcast? That's our first little chat of the day.
That's something I think you'll be taking over mostly because my memory is like goldfish level. So I'm going to need you to give me a big assist on that one because I cannot remember.
Well, from my remembering, we made a lot of sort of memes about the side furs.
Oh yeah, it was about the whole kind of like gaming house thing.
Yeah, so like you've got side men, you've got click, you've got the creatures,
yeah,
so on. There's loads of them, but yeah, I kept making jokes about how we were going to call it the side furs.
Yeah. And because like I absolutely hated that. I was like, maybe something a bit different.
Yeah, maybe something a little bit more kind of us.
Team 10 ton.
Team 10 ton. That's good. I like that.
Could have gone with that one.
Could have gone with that one, but we went with Fatpaws because it's a mixture of like fat and furry, almost like FATFUR. One might say.
It's a bit on the nose, but it does the job.
Yeah, I think Fatpaws. It's got kind of a cuteness to it.
It does, yeah.
I kind of like that, and I think to go with that name, we're gonna sort of mostly discuss furry stuff, fat stuff. Maybe a mixture of both, FATFUR stuff. So if you've just stumbled across this channel now and you've not heard of either of us, maybe now would be a great time for us to kind of stake our claim and present ourselves.
Unless you're a victim of my link whoring of posting the link over and over again on Twitter and Discord and every corner of the internet.
Or if you're unfortunate enough to see me in your recommended tab. So yeah, I am Xephas. I make furry fandom related content, mostly sort of commentary stuff, a little bit of gaming stuff, but always furry fandom related. I really love the furry fandom, and I think it's definitely something that I enjoy making content for. So if you're into the furry fandom and you'd like to see more content related to that, check me out. My link will be in the description, as will Squirrel Girl DGT, also known as Gwen.
Yeah, you can watch if you must, if you feel so obliged. But no, I kind of fill the void of playing kind of weight gain games and furry weight gain. Like the whole fat shtick that was kind of had a void on the YouTube space. I fill that void, as opposed to the void being filled up by stolen art laid over by text-to-speech. So yeah, I fill that void. So if the fat part of Fatpaws really appeals to you, then my channel's for you.
So you're probably wondering, like, why are we doing this? Why have we decided to team up to make a podcast? I really like podcasting as a medium. I think it's really cool.
Would you like it as a large?
I like it as an extra large.
But what about 2XL?
3XL only.
Alright, we'll say for
3XL or above.
I like your style.
But yeah, I really enjoy sort of podcasts, and I thought this would be super fun to do a podcast with my girlfriend, or ye.
Yeah, I think we do chat a lot of shit, and I think people seem to have enjoyed it when we've done videos together, where basically we chat shit. We've done a few of them, and they've always been fun to do. And I guess we thought we might as well try it in the format of a podcast. Like, it's something we've thrown around for a while because we do a lot of stuff together, and we also make videos together. But yeah, I thought maybe jump in the waters, because I watch a few podcasts, like not many, but a few, and I really enjoy kind of just listening to people chat shit. So
yeah, I'm the same. I listen to a few. Do we want to name drop the podcasts we listen to?
Yeah, go ahead. You
okay. I listen to podcasts such as the Cheap Show podcast, which is an excellent podcast, and the Triforce podcast, which is also very excellent.
Ooh.
And yourself?
I just listened to this white noise for about an hour, and I think the main ones I listen to are The Weekly Planet. That's a good one if you like kind of comic book and movie news, and if you like Australians. I also listen to the one creator and loser fruits have started. I think it's called All In. It's probably called All In. And also the one Muzak and his sister do, which is about kind of like behind the scenes YouTube stuff, which is quite interesting if you're kind of interested in like the kind of business side and the kind of everything that goes on behind videos. It's quite interesting. Funny enough, they're all Australian, so if it's an Australian podcast, I'm probably listening to it. Also, just as a heads up, where we're recording this, there is a kind of clock tower outside, and it likes to ring the bell every 15 minutes. So if you hear the bell, what I want you to do is something, I don't know where I was going with that.
Spam the bell emoji in chat. So this is my place where I live, and the bell it's something you get used to. They turn it off at night, or turn it off. They don't.
They flip the switch on the bell, like.
They don't ring it.
Save energy,
night.
like.
Yeah.
Just leave the bell on standby.
Leaving it on standby can use up to 70% of the electricity. You should always put it on to switch it off.
It's very important for that electric bell out there.
Exactly. But yeah, they don't ring it at night or anything. It's just during the day they ring it every 15 minutes. You get used to it, but when you're recording videos, or in this case a podcast, it can kind of get a bit annoying.
Yeah, that's something you have to bear in mind when you're recording your videos, isn't it? You have to.
Like the number of times that I've been mid through recording a line, or midway through recording something, I've had to sort of chop it or stop or re-record what I've already done because of the bell. It's annoying. It's very annoying, but you get used to it.
Yeah. So if you ever do hear it in this, just comment like a shit ton of bells in the comments.
So our first topic of the first episode of the Fatpaws podcast. So I thought for a first episode of our podcast, it would be sort of good for us to talk about ourselves, kind of introduce ourselves, and let you all know, like, kind of who we are, what we do, where we're from, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's a good ego strike.
It's a little bit of that, though it's also kind of a way of...
I know. Just being a bit more informational.
Exactly. Like, if we can kind of let everybody know where we're from and what we do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm from Sheffield. I'm an accountant. Worked down coal mine as accountant. During the day, I mount walls. During night,
I got my abacus out, but all the beads are made of coal.
So the first topic is going to be talking about how we got into the whole kind of fat thing, the whole weight gain fat thing. So, would you like to start?
Do you know, I think I might hand it over to you, because I've told my story many times, but I don't think you've ever actually told me yours. I don't think you've ever actually, like, told me.
My Genesis story.
Your Genesis.
Right, so my Genesis story, my Sega Genesis. My Sega Genesis. In terms of, like, attraction to largeness, that's kind of been a constant, really, throughout my entire life. Like, I can't remember when I was younger, you know how, like, when you're at school, when you're younger, most people are at school when they're younger.
As you do, education. You know.
Most people are at school when they're younger. Very few people are at school when they're older. However, when you're at school and you're like a kid, and you sort of, for the first time, you're just sort of like fancying girls. For me, it was always like the larger girls in the class were like the ones that I fancied. It was never like the sort of skinnier girls. I only liked the larger girls. And I think that's kind of been with me as I've grown up and matured into an adult, is that I've kind of only ever really liked the larger ladies. Yeah,
so it was kind of more of a constant as opposed to like a kind of wake up moment, like, oh shit, this is what I like.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just the thing about it is I just always found it more attractive women that are larger just more attractive. I don't know why. I just that's just the way I'm wired in my brain.
Yeah, so just in your head, it was just like, oh, this tick box is like, oh, this is what I find attractive. This, no, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't find people who are skinny or not large unattractive. I just don't find them as attractive as someone who has the belly.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, there's vanilla ice cream, that's fine, that's whatever, but raspberry ripple, ooh, buddy, give me some of that shit.
More like Asbury ripple when it wobbles.
You're a raspberry nipple. Yeah, that's interesting. I think most people seem to fall on kind of either side of the coin, where it's either this kind of constant where they can't really pinpoint the kind of genesis of it. It's just been always there, or there's been a bit where it's just kind of clicked for them. I think I'm definitely one of the click people, not the Australian
loser
gamer.
fruit.
No. Loser fruit, but fat. No.
Oh, unless.
Loser fat.
Loser fat.
I am both fat and a loser.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think mine was definitely a click moment. I think because as a kid, and like an early teenager, I didn't really look at people and think, oh, I find them attractive. Oh, they're nice, whatever. My brain just didn't really kind of work like that. It kind of still doesn't. But there was one fateful day. I was either genuinely ill or pulling a sickie. Either one. I can't remember which. So I was kind of at home.
Can you remember how much vomit there was? Because if it was genuinely ill, there was probably more.
Probably like, on a level of 1 to absolute chunder. Where were we? I think I was faking it that day.
Right.
I think there's
only a little bit of vom.
Yeah, there's probably like some English homework that I forgot to do, and I was anxious about it and felt sick. I was like, oh, I was going to stay home and feel ill. But,
did you do the English homework that day?
No, I did not, because usually what happened is the teacher would just forget about it.
Yeah, to be fair, that's kind of my experience.
Yeah, but I think there was no one home. I think my stepdad was out in Iraq or something, and my mum was like working. And
just nip to the shops just in Iraq.
Just nip to the shop. Just went to get us.
What do we need? Falafel. Oh.
All right then.
The only place I know that sells falafel.
Guess I'm enlisting. That's what the Gulf War was about. Someone just popped to the shops in Iraq with them from falafel. It's like, oh, whoops. Start a war.
Oh, whoops.
Whoops.
I dropped my monster falafel that I eat with my
magnum mouth. Anyway, that aside, that was around the time I kind of decided to start trying to draw. Because I see other people do it, they were good at it. I was like, oh, I want to do that. I'm not talented in any other way. I'll give that a go. So I was just like in bed, just drawing. I had like this thing I was laying on, had a shit ton of paper, because I was an angry child, and whenever I did anything wrong, I just screwed it up and threw it away. And I was just looking for drawing references. Being the little weeb, I think it was like Sailor Moon or something. And there was because I was using my PSP, because back then I had no computer. The PSP, well, we had a computer, but it was a desktop, and like a PSP was the closest portable thing. So I was using that. I was scrolling through Google on a really inefficient thing, and I came up with a picture of Sailor Moon, but she was fat, and not in like a kind of drawn particularly in a trolley way. It was like, oh, this is just Sailor Moon, but fat. And it just kind of piqued my curiosity a bit. I jumped in further, and it came from a site called Anime Expansion. I'm not sure if that's still around.
We can confirm. Would you like to go to the
yes.
Fatpaws lab?
Let's go to the Fatpaws lab.
Here we go.
Let's do some dumb fat science.
Fatpaws lab. Dumb fat science.
Dumb fat science. Let's have a look.
"10 years of anime expansion."
And that was 7 years ago.
And that was, 7 years
it's last
ago.
updated 2013.
Wow, yeah. So it's pretty old now.
It is pretty old, yeah.
Please email mistystuffer at Yahoo
Yeah,
or grotlover2.
I know Grotlover2 is still kind of active in the community. I think Grotlover's very kind of up with the weight gaming community.
Oh, right.
And I imagine it was like, it's like a collection of artists. So you could submit stuff, and you could also like screen grab some anime and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
There's also stories. There's all sorts. It still is. There's a lot of artists that now it's still going, and they've kind of come a long way. Like your Satsuro and your all that lot. But yeah, I stumbled across this. We're scrolling through it now. I think Xephas is looking at it with morbid curiosity.
Morbid obesity.
Oh, buddy, you already gone and done it. But yeah, I stumbled across that website, and that kind of opened up a part of my brain where I was like, this is enjoyable. I approve of this. And yeah, I think after that it was just like kind of weeks and months of just kind of perusing through this website. And then I started drawing kind of fat girls because I was like, oh, this is, yes please. Don't know whether I want to be with or be it more. That kind of thing.
Why not both?
Exactly. But yeah, and from there, cause I think it was just when the forum part of the website opened up, and they were discussing that kind of stuff in real life. I was like, wait, fatness is real? Adipose is not just a myth? Oh shit. And I was kind of signposted to, because I was a lurker then, because I was underage obviously, but I was signposted to a website which is still going called Fantasy Feeder. Imagine Phoebe, but even more of a dumpster fire, if that's possible.
Really? That's possible?
Yeah, you think you think Phoebe's bad.
For those unaware what Phoebe is,
it's a social network for fat admirers and fat people, basically.
Mostly just skinny white men who want a fat girlfriend and want to perv on pics, basically.
Basically, and half it is just like catfish or scammers.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's those of us who have just been on the fat ride for years.
Or you get those people who are like, they steal all of like a model's photos and then they upload all the photos and then just a PayPal link.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how often that happens. It's like, give us real feedies money, please. We're poor. We're very poor and very hungry. But now, link to Fancy Feeder. And here is where I got my first look at like actual fat people living their best life. Because at the time, I was living on a military base, surrounded by military families, and everyone was very kind of thin or athletic, with the exception of my old babysitter, who was the first person to call me cute. So I can blame her for me being fat and gay for fat gays. But yeah, so I wasn't used to seeing kind of larger people in a kind of liberating manner, and it just kind of, it was like the final switch in my brain was like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I want. And seeing women who were like kind of 500, 600 pounds, which was alien to me at the time, was like, okay, that is what I want to look like. That is like the form of goddess. I can become goddess, please. And I've been kind of working on it since then. But also finding kind of larger bodies attractive, both male, female, non-binary, a whole lot. Chub, just, oh, buddy, it's good. But yeah, I think that, and then from there I just kind of lurked in the community for a bit. And just kind of kept in the community since then, for better or worse. There was a lot of worse.
Yeah, I can
the
imagine.
feeders in the community, it attracts a certain type of people.
Like I say, mostly skinny nerds who just want to perv on.
Oh, no shit on nerds. You go out with one.
The same.
Oh yeah, true.
But mostly it's just like, what, skinny nerds who just like want to jerk off to fat pigs.
It's kind of people. Yes, it is kind of filled out with people who put kind of their dick before the person. Like, they don't see other people as people, just like an object to jack off to.
Yeah.
And that's always been a big problem.
I mean, I don't get many messages on Phoebe, but the ones I do, it's usually, you can tell they've got their dick in their hand and they're just like
send me feet pics or I'll dox you.
So yeah, it's
I think most of the ones I get nowadays, because I block so many people, it's just, hey, hi, how are you, nice belly, hello, hi, can I marriage, hello.
Can I marriage?
No, that's the kind of people you get. Like, I used to get ones which were fucking disgusting. Like, it's like, oh, I'd like to stick me cock in your belly button and cream. Like, it's like, oh, thanks fucking Gary from Northampton, who's like 46 and looks older than my fucking granddad. Like,
well, go on then. Right, as a tangent, what's the worst message that you can remember getting?
I think the worst one wasn't actually one where it was like kind of a sexual advance. It was one where they just held abuse at me for no reason.
Oh.
Like, I don't think I've got a screenshot of it anymore, but it was just someone, they start off with a message like, oh, I don't like you, I find you annoying. I was like, okay, thanks. And they just started just calling me names and shit.
Wow.
Like,
what an arsehole.
just abused me with the messages. So I was like, so I just kept writing lol. Like, nothing you can say I haven't said to myself, buddy. Move on.
Oh no.
But that's probably the worst one I've received. Like, I think I've become desensitized towards the overtly sexual ones.
Yeah, I mean, you do get used to it after a while, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, if you'd like to go to the Fatpaws lab, we can see what the worst one I've got is.
Yes, you should.
Let's do some more dumb fat science.
Dumb fat science. I'm surprised you haven't signed up for Furry. Furry is like the furry kind of I say brother because it's so male dominated. Equivalent to Phoebe, Grommer, Chaseable.
I've been meaning to. The problem is, so this is probably going to dox me a little bit, but I use a VPN. I use a VPN for everything. I love VPNs. Shout out to ExpressVPN. This video is not sponsored, but I use their service.
It could be.
It could be. ExpressVPN.
We will suck your dick for a sponsor. No, we won't. We will take your money for a sponsorship.
Yeah. Or just give me free VPN for a sponsor. I would genuinely do that. However, I use a VPN for everything, and you cannot sign up for a Furzo account through VPN.
Can you not?
You cannot. It will not let you. We can try that after we've looked at the worst messages I've ever got.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say give Furzo a miss. I was there kind of when it first came out, and when they were testing it, but it just became so dominated by like these really toxic people who were like pushing out anyone who wasn't a gay male, like, and they hated FATFURs, which was ironic, seeing as like every other Grokio offer was fat based.
Yeah.
And like the whole foundation of Furzo at the time was made up of FATFURs. So I maybe check it like once every few months just to see what's going on.
I would be tempted to join to like sort of post my videos and things and see if I can help sort of promote my channel, but I don't think I'd use it sort of seriously for anything like that. But I have a notification, which is weird. Okay.
Someone's following you?
Apparently, no idea who that is.
We're not going to dox them.
We're not going to dox them.
It's Domlog. For reference, Domlog is someone infamous on Phoebe for being very open about loving shit. I'm not going to like slut shame or slut shame. Kink shame, that's the one. I'm not going to kink shame anyone. You like your shit, but you know, he was very vocal about it, and he'd jump in any woman's inbox asking for pictures of their shit.
I mean, with a name like Dom Log, what do you expect?
Yeah. He changed his name eventually, but I think it's like Dom25 or something. He removed the log. He pushed the log back in. Alright, what's the worst one?
Okay, so we got this one from this particular user.
There's a bitch called Squirrels messaging.
That would be you, dear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this person started talking to me. They were fine. We were just talking about the popular trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is that the one with the pocket monsters?
Yes.
Did you one?
I'm trying to think of one of the weirdest ones I've had recently. There's this one person. So They put, hey you. I ignored them.
So that's kind of intentionally very personal. Like you just go, hey you, to like a friend or something.
Yes, yeah.
It's like someone you don't know. It's like, hey you. It's like, who are you?
Pretty much, yeah. So, to which I didn't reply, and they posted, hello you, is there a face behind this profile? To which I put, no, I'm a faceless robot just randomly posting things. To which I put, fuck, I thought so. You're thick though, right? I put, I'm a thick robot designed to show humans how thick they could be. Bleep bloop.
So yeah, you're having a joke.
I'm having a bit of a laugh with him.
Yeah, and he's still kind of trying to edge in with like, can I have some wank material?
He put, is that your only purpose? Can we humans practice belly rubs on you maybe? I put, my girlfriend can, full stop.
Give belly rub. Rub the belly.
Oh.
Is cute. Carry on.
I'm getting belly rub.
Belly rub break.
To which they then replied, ask her if she knows where I can get a robot just like you then. To which they replied, we should stop with the robot talk, laughing a face, crying with laughter face. To which I put, I cannot stop the robot talk, I am a robot. To which they put, haha, no, you're actually imagine a gorgeous person with a good sense of humour. And
Which is true.
Oh,
you. But he ain't getting none of that. It's mine, fuck you, random middle-aged man.
We'll have a look at his profile after this, but we won't dox him. I just put back bleep bloop.
Yep.
He put, haha, maybe not. To which I replied, bleep bloop. To which he replied, no seriousness, good to meet someone local. I ignored him. I was like, yeah, no. And then
2 months later,
hey you, I put bleep bloop. To which he just puts original wink, and I ignored him.
Yeah.
So it's been a few months, so I'm expecting a message soon. Now let's have a look at this.
You're a couple months overdue for a hey you.
I know.
It annoys me that he says hey you, because that's like something one of my friends like says to me, and she's great, and it's a very personal hey you. It makes you feel warm and comfortable. I'm not going to dox her, but she's also another member of the fat community. So it annoys me that he's abused the hate. Okay,
Yeah, so for frame of reference, this person's used a picture of himself with a female, but has cropped the photo to the point where you cannot see who, like the picture of the female whom his arm is currently around.
He looks like the most middle class fuckboy. Like he looks like he goes to Glastonbury but stays in the hotel. Like
like that's an insult, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Like he's there to look like he's there, but he's not there for the grind. Like, you know.
Pretty much. I mean, he put here in his profile, sun, beers, what more could a man want?
Maybe personality, I don't know.
I just want to kind of read out his last post 3 days ago.
Go on, then.
I'm refusing to delete the Phoebe app. In some protest, they'll resurrect it. Hate to warn you, but they're definitely not resurrecting the app. Just download the new app. It's not difficult.
The new app is better. Like it's a bit difficult to get used to.
I've not downloaded it myself yet.
But it gives you quick access to all the. So instead of having like a separate app for Phoebe, Furzu, Grommer, Chaseable, it has them all in one, so you can just basically just flip between them.
Well, see, that's really useful. That's really. But I guess like if you're like this user, for example, and they don't use more than just Phoebe. It can be a little bit kind of like, why are you expecting me to?
But the layout's a bit different as well. It's actually quite a bit more user friendly as well. So.
And the second thing that we should talk about this podcast, which is also very related to the podcast, is how we became interested in the furry fandom. Now, I don't think I've ever heard you talk about how you kind of got into the whole furry fandom.
I don't think I've ever talked about it.
Wow, so that's interesting. So I led last time.
Fuck you, no.
I've made a video on how I got into the furry fandom.
Yeah, well, you can go first. Mainly because I need to remember. Like, you know what my memory's like. It's
true. Big
garbage time. Unless we do like an episode of real personal therapy bullshit time. I won't explain why. But I'll let you go first. Just give me time to collect my thoughts and memories as to how the fuck that happened.
Okay, so I really like MMORPG games. Like, it's my favourite genre. I love MMORPGs. I kind of like meeting new people and chatting, but I'm not very sociable in real life, so I like to do it sort of online in like games and stuff. So it's pretty much I don't think there's many free-to-play MMOs that I haven't tried over the years. I sort of go from game to game. I'm like one of these people that I'll be on a game for a little while and then I'll sort of swap to another one.
You're a game whore.
A little bit, yeah. I tend to game hop.
Yeah.
A lot. So I got into sort of a kick of social MMOs.
Yeah.
You know, things like SL, IMVU, but more of a 2D kind of hit, because I really like 2D games. I think 2D graphics have a certain charm to them. And I tried out like Habbo and a few others like that, sort of 2D games like that. And I sort of stumbled across Furcadia, which is still going to this day. It's a 2D furry MMORPG. It was pretty cool when it came out in 1996, but they've not updated it since. So it's kind of got to the point now where it's a little bit old, a little bit stagnant.
Yeah.
But no, I joined the game. I hopped in, and it was kind of the second time I've played it, actually. The first time I played it, I didn't run into anybody, and I didn't find it particularly interesting, so I just deleted it and moved on.
Yeah.
But something in my brain told me to try it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I did try it again. And I'm glad that I did.
Gave it a second go.
Gave it a second go, and this time it kind of worked. So I stumbled across the idea in the game is that you can make separate maps. Like, players can make their own maps.
Yeah.
And the one that I stumbled across was called Crystalline Waters. Big shout out to Crystalline Waters. And I stumbled across a fox. So yeah, I stumbled across, there was a fox and like a kind of peacock just chilling there and chatting. And I turn up in my little default outfit, because you get given like a default skin, which you can choose the animal you want to be in the game, but the sort of really cool stuff like peacocks and foxes, for example, they're locked behind paywall.
Yeah.
So and you have to buy each character individually.
Okay.
One of the big issues I have with Furcadia, as a side note, is that each character you have, like each avatar, you have to buy separately, and you don't buy them, you rent them.
That's garbage.
Yeah, so it's $100 for a year, and if you want it for life, it's like $500.
What?
To have it forever.
That is ridiculous.
It really is. Their business model is very poor. Very, very poor. However, I digress. So I'm there, I'm chilling, and I just start chatting with these people, and we kind of get along. And then more people turn up, and more people turn up as the day carries on. And I kind of got hooked on Furcadia, and through that, I ended up exploring more of the furry fandom. So Reddit was a big one for me when I started out. So r/furry, probably the biggest one, and DeviantArt. I used to go on DeviantArt a lot to like look up cool artwork.
You have to
and
sift
stuff.
through the Sonic Inflation and Mario Mpreg to get to the furry stuff.
Oh, fucking Mario.
It's me in my third trimester.
Oh. And he just births Sonic.
He just births out Sonic, but with a little Mario moustache and a blue hat with an S on it.
So yeah, and kind of from there I sort of started drawing my own kind of pixel art stuff, which I've not done in a very long time, and I've not practiced in a very long time.
But it's very cute.
Oh, thank you. But I kind of do want to get back into that. However, I did that, and I sort of through that I kind of fell more and more into the furry fandom. And then when I started university, because this was all when I was at college, I left college, came to university, and that kind of all that sort of stuff kind of took the back burner. Didn't really think much about the furry fandom for many, many moons until probably about 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, when I kind of started going on Furry again, and Discord was a big thing at that point. So I started joining Discord communities for it, and yeah, I just kind of, that's how I got really into the furry fandom.
So how you dived into the deep end.
Exactly, and I started my channel, and yeah, it's kind of been all go from there really.
Wasn't the video you did on Furcadia one of your most popular ones?
Yeah, it's not one of the most sort of viewed, but it's definitely one of the most in terms of interaction and and that kind of thing. I think most people liked the video on Facadia because, I mean, to be honest, I spit in straight facts.
Spitting straight.
Spit in straight facts.
Facts.
Exactly. I mean, all the things I say in the video are completely true about the game of Facadia. It's very old. They haven't updated it.
Mm-hmm.
Their business model is garbage. And it's almost like someone needs to create a spiritual successor. I
wonder who's going to do that.
Stay tuned for that information.
Bethesda, Fallout 36.
36.
Yeah. It's set in the furry vault.
All the furries were put in the same vault.
Yeah.
And then just let free.
And it's just like in Idaho or something. Just like...
So your turn.
Oh shit. So it was a fateful night. I was messaging this cute girl, and she just happened to mention she was a furry, and I was really into her, and I kind of, you know, I'd do anything to kind of advance things a bit. And she mentioned she was a furry, so I was like, I'll say I'm one too. See where that gets me. And about a year later, I'm still in a relationship with her. No, I kid. See, with me, it was very kind of slow build up. I think the earliest thing I remember with furry stuff was actually someone who's still a big member of my community, Loki. They had a fursuit and everything, and I've known them for years from feeders and stuff.
They have a fursuit?
They did. I don't think they have one anymore. I'm not sure what the story is with that, but yeah. I remember they had it when I went to see them.
Yeah.
But that was kind of my first kind of exposure to like real life fairy stuff. And from there was not really anything. And then like a few years later, I started playing SL.
Yeah.
And there was there still is kind of a fairly large furry community on there. And back then all I did was just kind of roam around Sims, finding people to talk to, finding where the fat people were at. Because there was like 5 fat Sims. Now there's only like 3. But no,
but the 3 that there are still quite popular and pretty good.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Moderately popular, considering it's quite a niche thing to begin with.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of from that, I kind of started speaking to more people, and a lot of them were furries, and I kind of learned more from there. And then one of the people I knew for a while, he kind of mentioned furries and furry stuff to me, and he is an artist, and he kind of drew a lot. And then the more we got talking, I kind of fleshed out like a persona with him from there. Yeah. And then he drew it up, and then from there I was like, okay, all right, I'm in. And I kind of recreated that persona in Second Life, but this was back in like 2010, so it looks like clay. It just looked like walking clay at the time. And I started to like write stories and stuff involving like furry things. I don't think there's any trace of it anymore, but I used to write a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Furry characters.
Did you ever publish that?
I think I published one of them, which actually involved Loki.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember that like their mum was ill at the time or something, and just to cheer them up, I wrote them this big fuck off story, which I never finished. Like, I had this big scope for it and everything, but yeah, because I had my first persona, which was like a panda, but kind of the panda looked a bit like a school shooter, so I was like, but I kind of kept with it for a few years. Then I had purple hair with it for a bit, and then that changed to red, and then I just kind of didn't really have. I kind of separated from the furry community for a bit because I'd been kind of getting. There'd been too many kind of very upfront sexual people who were trying to kind of be gross with me, and I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about fat stuff, and we're now on the furry topic, but I think this can probably. But I think this can probably categorize all communities in like there will always be, especially when there's a sexual side to those communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's always going to be the people who don't understand or don't respect people's boundaries and always just go straight in
Yeah, and I think with the furry community, there is this culture of like, oh, I'm gonna nuzzle you, oh, whoa, and then gonna dry hump your face. But getting very kind of close physically and personally.
Yes, yeah. I mean, like, it's something that I think I kind of do want to do a video on. It's something that I've seen a lot, is that people who are suiting are kind of almost expected to accept cuddles from people.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not right.
Yeah,
Maybe, you know,
just because you're in
respect
costumes,
people's boundaries.
Yeah, personal space. Like,
yeah.
I know, because I know when like kids and stuff, they see people in fursuit, they'll always ask, and maybe that should kind of happen to, you know, adults who interact with people in fursuit.
Yes, yeah.
But no, yeah, there's a lot of people kind of very kind of, oh, role play with me. I was just like, I don't know, you're a gross person, and I don't want to speak to you. And there's just so many of them. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a pin in that. Let's leave furry community for a bit. It wasn't in fact until early last year when I started speaking to you, actually.
Oh, me.
It was you, yeah, and
I'm a bad influence.
It might have just been just before that, actually. Where I wanted to get back into it because I'd obviously made more friends over the years who were kind of the furry persuasion. Yeah. And I started to get back into it, and I just redesigned my persona because I didn't want to look like a panda who's going to shoot up the school. So
oh, the other pandas with the pumped up kicks.
You better run. Outrun my nuzzles.
As a funny aside, earlier I was walking to the...
Speaking of school shooters.
Honestly, I'm not joking.
Alright, where's this going?
Earlier I was walking to the post office to collect some stuff because, you know, if you don't accept the stuff, it goes to the depot or whatever. Yeah. So I was heading to the depot, and this big group of like emo scene kids, must have been about 13, were walking along, like long black hair over their face, like, you know, sort of ripped up grungy clothes, and they had a speaker and they were playing that song, and I was like, am I about to get shot?
Well, shit, I forgot my bulletproof vest today. But yeah, I kind of redesigned it because, like, I thought, why did I have a panda as a persona? Like, it's like, it's not really a reflection of anything about me apart from, it was my nickname at one point as a kid, I remember, because I always had dark circles around my eyes. That's probably malnutrition, to be honest. and as in adult life, it was just lack of sleep. Also because chubby and sleeps a lot, I guess. Yeah. But now redesigning it, I was like, okay, I need something more appropriate for me. I was like, oh, I've got huge fuck off buck teeth. I like to chew nuts. Now, kind of from there, it's like, what's my kind of second favourite animal from there? It's like, oh, a squirrel. Let's go from there. And just kind of evolve from there. And then I started talking to you. And then from there, I kind of got back into it. Yeah. I think you kind of re-sparked that kind of flame of being in the furry community. It's like, people aren't all shitty.
No, I mean, like, it's the thing with any community. You get the horrible people, but you get the nice people too. Yeah. Unfortunately, the problem with a lot of, like I say, these sort of communities that have a sexual element, the people who are sort of part of the sexual element, their voices are a lot louder than those who are not. Yeah, because
I think it's very much, there's a lot of extroverted people in that, and sometimes they kind of dominate the community because they're always the ones kind of speaking out loud, they're the ones engaging in action, and sometimes that overrides the quieter kind of voices. Yeah. I'm not saying there's not kind extroverts, but if you're a bit of a sex fiend, then it's usually followed with a bit of extroversion. But no, you definitely could have re-sparked that fire. I was like, okay, this community, I can have hope in it. As there is this really nice person who's a furry and has a cute persona and makes top quality furry content.
Plug.
Subscribe, link in the description. No, zuggy dick. But yeah, you kind of re-sparked that, and I think I've definitely kind of confidently dove back into the community. I don't feel like I'm kind of as big a part of it as like you are. I don't think I'm kind of I'm very much a kind of background person that I'll kind of be in the community, but I don't really kind of do much.
So I kind of see myself in that role as well, kind of like I'm not big in the furry discords like I used to be. I mean, at my
big
Fatpaws. So like back in my old job, I barely had any work to do.
Yeah.
So all I really did was I'd get in the morning, connect to the Wi-Fi, which was different to the wired, because the wired, they could see what you were doing. On the Wi-Fi, it was public. So you got drowned out by everyone else. Smart. So I used to go on Furry Reddit, and I always used to load up Discord, and it got to the point where I would be on the r/Furries official Discord. I was a big member there, and I was on there from like when I started work at about 8 in the morning till when I left at 4, and then I'd get back on it when I got home about 6.
Yeah. And
then I'd be on it until about midnight when I went to bed. And I'd do that every day, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
But since then, after that, for those unaware, I sort of had a year of work, and then I went back to university for a year. And I had the YouTube channel at that point, and I was still doing content, but I didn't. I wasn't going on Discord nearly as much because I just didn't have the time. And I'm kind of at the point now where I still don't really have the time to be as active on Discord as I'd like.
I came along and took up most of your time.
No, it's because of work mostly. Yeah. It's like at my old job, I was able to just sit there on Discord for 8 hours a day and get paid. Whereas now I'm just so busy that and because I work for quite a small business, I'd feel bad going on things like that because ultimately it's the company's time and money, and I'd feel bad considering it's a small business. We're all supposed to be kind of teaming up, working all in this together sort of thing.
Yeah, I kind of wish I got more involved in like the Reddits and stuff. I think because mainly I'm just like kind of on Twitter, like I won't say much, but I was kind of I'll like someone's art or I like someone's comment if I relate or whatever. And like even my channel there wasn't really anything furry about it, like because the Squirrel Girl EGT name is literally just my IRL initials and my favourite superhero put together. And obviously because Squirrel Persona, it also goes with that. But because it wasn't until after I met you and kind of saw what you're doing with your channel, and I was like, oh, I'm going to steal that. I was like, okay, let's give my channel and everything a makeover. Let's focus on something else and let's do something I enjoy as opposed to just playing Fortnite for like 12 hours a week.
I mean, that being said, you do enjoy playing Fortnite for 12 hours a week.
I do, but people don't really enjoy watching it, and I don't really enjoy streaming it.
I think the thing with the big games is that you have the sort of people who are really big at the big games. Like you've got your ninja, you've got your laser beam. Got your laser beam. There's not really any room for newcomers, really.
No.
If your channel isn't a moderate size, when you pick up a popular game, you're not really going to go anywhere with it.
No, that's what I should have started streaming it like when it first came out. But I cheated into it at the time, so I couldn't. But because I was like, okay, I'm going to start streaming different stuff. And we use kind of my persona, which is basically just me as a squirrel with red hair and fatter for now. Has kind of the basis of it. And I was like, okay, let's go with this because this is what my girlfriend's doing, so I'm gonna go along with this, and it worked. But I still do get people thinking like it's a roleplay thing, like my persona is just like a character, and I'm playing a character.
Yeah,
I was just like, no, I'll get people joining the Discord like thinking it's like a big RP community, like, but like no, it's just literally just me being a dickhead and playing fat games and fat furry games, and
yeah, I mean the thing with Xephas is essentially just me, but a cat
and with purple hair. Not to dox you, but she doesn't actually have purple hair in real life.
I've done a hair reveal in the Halloween video.
Did you?
Yeah, my hair fell in front of the camera and I left it in. However, that being said, I when I made the persona, I had purple hair.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Because originally she had pink hair, and I was like, yeah, that'll do. And then I had purple hair, so I changed her hair to purple.
I had purple hair for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't hate having purple hair, but But yeah, I wouldn't go back to it.
I think as part of being like a queer woman, it's like you want to have purple hair at some point.
Pretty much, yeah, like pink, purple. I kind of want to try bubblegum pink, but I know it's not going to suit me.
I think it would.
I don't think it would.
Well, you look cute in anything. Like,
biased.
To dox myself, my hair isn't actually red. It's, it's a dark brown. Like,
yeah.
It goes like almost black in the winter.
Same.
But like, I want it red just because that's like the colour I've kind of always wanted. But I guess that kind of leads on with the whole, if you're making a persona of yourself, it's usually like you, but better? Like a you 2.0, but an animal.
Yeah, in a lot of cases. I mean, some people do make their personas ready, like sort of role play ready, but neither of us are particularly into role play.
No, although we have got a running joke in that. We'll go, I want to do a role play, and then it'll be something stupid and or disgusting.
Yeah, that's kind of a sort of in joke that we have, where we'll, like, just out of nowhere, I'll go to Gwen, I want to do a role play, and I'll pick two cats, so like Dora the Explorer and Boots the Monkey.
Yeah.
You
like,
know.
I want to do a role play. I'll be Peppa Pig. You be Daddy Pig. And it'll just be something disgusting and stupid and horrible. But it'll be hilarious to just us.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So whenever I see someone asking for a role play, I just think of it in her voice. And it's like, I can never get turned on by that.
Wow.
By that voice doing that, because I know it's a joke.
Though I do actually have a funny story about roleplay if we want to throw that in as a fun tangent.
Yeet it in.
So this was back when I worked my previous job and I was spending like 8 hours a day on Discord, on Furry Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I was a member of r/Furry's Discord.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to this one member who I'd seen around. Like we'd not particularly chatted, but we'd sort of been in, when in group Discord, you normally join in a conversation with someone else, and you've got like a 4 or 5 way conversation going on.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are involved. We'd never actually spoken one-on-one before.
Yeah.
But they messaged me out of the blue, and they were like, hey, how's it going? And we got chatting and everything. And it was a bit weird, to be honest, because it was like, they were telling me like that they liked me and stuff, and that they thought I was cool, but they were kind of doing it in character.
Yeah.
If it makes sense. So they were like, they didn't think that I was cool. They thought that my persona was cool, and I got very confused very quickly. And they basically said like, "Oh, do you want to role play?" And I was like, "Why not? I've never done it before. Why not? I'll try it." But I need to get lunch. So I went and got lunch.
Priorities.
I went and got lunch. It was very nice. There was next to my old job there was a sort of sandwich shop, and they did salad boxes, and I got a nice salad box.
See, initially, like you think salad box, you think, oh, it's a box for leaves, but someone who's had a Subway salad box, it's basically just a sandwich without the bread.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, this one was. I had my go-to, right. For those of you at home, you can salivate over this one.
Salivate it, jot it down, get it for yourself.
So
wait, no, you pause the podcast, and then you go out, you get one for yourself. Come back, resume.
Lettuce, right? Classic start.
Good start. Lettuce.
Good start. Lettuce.
You start putting like a handful of bees, I'd be worried.
I would either go, there's one or the other, pasta, there's like a pasta salad, or couscous.
Oh, couscous, I love couscous.
But the couscous was really good because it had bits of beetroot in it.
Oh, I am a slut for beetroot. I don't care if it stains my face with purple.
I love beetroot.
I stan beetroot.
We stan a queen.
We stan a beetroot queen.
But yeah, so couscous or pasta, because it was a small independent business.
Yeah.
Some days they'd make couscous, some days they'd make pasta.
Yeah.
Some days they made something else that was gross that I didn't like. I can't remember what it was though.
Just came in the box.
Just came in the box.
That's fucking season box, like whatever. Like,
but I'd have that. I'd have pickled onion.
Okay.
More beetroot because they had like sliced beetroot.
Now,
so I was like, yeah, chop
not
some
diced.
Of that in. Not diced.
Or just chopped willy nilly.
Sliced. Perfectly sliced. There was an option of meat, but I didn't have the meat option.
Because you're a vegetarian.
Because I'm a vegetarian. At the time, I was a vegan.
You're a vegan.
So that was pretty much where I left it, I think. But towards the end of when I was working there, I managed to convince them to buy hummus.
Oh, yes.
And I had a bit of that on there, and it was good stuff. But yeah, I went and got that. I came back to the office, and this person was like, "Right, you ready to role play?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And they were like, "Oh, whoa, unbuttons your skirt," and I'm like, "Whoa, where are we going with this?"
Like, bitch, I just got some beetroot. What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Let me drink the pineapple juice first.
Beetroot first, cummies later. All right.
Purple cummies.
Pummies.
But yeah, and they just like, I don't think we particularly. Perhaps it's my failing, and 50% my failing, 50% their failing. We didn't really discuss the parameters of the role play.
Yeah.
And it just went, right, let's begin, sex.
That is... that is the worst roleplay. You can tell that's probably a dude who's never had sex. You don't just jump right in. Where the fuck is the foreplay? Where's the fondling each other's bits while snogging for a bit? Like, where's the build up? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly. That was just straight to unbuttoned skirt.
I think I did used to be RP a bit, only because I was kind of a bit spoiled in that I did it with friends, and it was rarely ever sexual. Because as someone who likes to kind of write stuff, write stories, and doing with other people, is very much kind of almost like world building, and just kind of building character relationships and stuff. So it's more like a kind of a novel hash out session than like actual role play. But then when I started doing it with people I was less familiar with, and they were very much kind of uwu, rips off skirt and shoves magnum dong in purse, I was just like, can you maybe take a few steps back, a bit further, okay, restraining order. It was kind of like, where's the fun? Where's the world? Like,
yeah, I mean,
what are we building? Like, what's the narrative here? Like,
yeah, there was no real theme to what this person was trying to sort of set up with me, other than we are both here and we have.
I
want
to make the digital cummies. I don't care about your feelings.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just say things that placate me, please.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was also equally weird because I was sat in the office. So it's like I was sat in the office having my lunch at my desk, and this person's being sort of overly sexual to me.
All right, Karen. Ooh, nuzzles cock. Like, I could never fucking do that. That's just like, even if I'm at work, I'm like, I used to have Discord app, but then it just slows down the computer because the computer's like 2,000 years old. I'd always kind of make sure that the last thing I clicked wasn't like the mature art tab or anything on my Discord. So like, so I couldn't do like roleplay work.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I knew that what I was going on couldn't be traced back to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of felt bad just in case.
Did you ever have was there space for like people to walk behind you? Was yours like?
See, I was quite lucky in that. So if you imagine a square room, the room was perfectly square.
It's a tough task, but I'll try.
And there were
square, right? Yeah,
quadrilateral.
Square, yeah.
Just four sides. You know, the usual.
Right, I'm there. Carry on.
Cool. So there were 4 desks.
So shout out to the bells and comments.
4 desks. Two up against the wall. Lengthways, and then 2 straight next to that.
Yeah.
Now, I sat. We're on the 3rd floor, and I was next to the window on the back corner, so nobody needs to come past me because I was right at the back, right at the end. Yeah. And nobody could see it through the window because we were right up on the top floor.
Oh yeah.
Opposite me, I had my manager and one of the guys that worked there.
Yeah.
And next to me I had this other guy that worked there. And I managed to angle my computer screens in a way that he couldn't see what I was doing, and the people in front of me couldn't because they were facing me.
Yeah.
So it basically, I was just able to sort of do what I wanted to do without them seeing, and just kind of pretend to work. I know it sounds bad, but
I guess if you're in a job where like once you've done your work, that's it. Like,
yeah, I mean, like,
because I've got my current job is like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, 1, computer is ancient. 2, my computer is literally the first thing my computer screen is one of the first things you see when you walk in the office, because the office is very small. Like you walk straight in, like you got my desk straight ahead, against the wall. I'll have my back to the door. So you can see absolutely everything I'm doing on the screen. And then to the left you've got my manager's computer, and there's another computer in the corner for another woman who works there part-time. And it's just like everything you do people can see on the screen. So I've always got kind of alt-tab. Like I'm not doing anything nefarious. I'm like, maybe I'll be on Quora just like reading through like people's posts.
Yeah.
Or I'll be on like taking like a virtual holiday on Google Maps to like some random Norwegian island, and then I'll like read up the history of that island because I'm a boring fuck.
No, that sounds pretty cool.
So, but even that I'll tab out of. So there's not very much room to kind of openly RP with people.
Yeah, I mean, I had the option, but I just didn't want to, and I think that they just went too far too quick. I think if it was a non-sexual RP, then I might have been able to sort of get into it a bit more.
But yeah, even with a belly full of beetroot, you weren't ready for that.
Even with the belly full of beetroot, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to spill my beet
you weren't
belly.
ready for that beetroot jelly. You weren't. You weren't there.
Exactly. But no, like the job I used to do was very much a case of nobody gave me work to do. So I just sat there like, oh, nothing to do. And instead of asking, I was like, well, if they're not going to give me the work to do, instead of asking, I'll just please myself.
Yeah.
So, not in that way.
Not in that way. Just,
poor choice of words.
Just spaff one out in the office. Like, sorry, Greg, just air freshener or something. I'll be done at 5.
Oh, sorry, Gareth. The rabbit on the other end of the screen told me it's going to suck my carrot.
Sorry, Karen. Zenith, the dog with the magnum dong, is telling me that he's going to unbutton my skirt and then slide his 30-foot cock inside me. I really need to come right now. I'm sorry, Karen.
30-foot lipstick.
If you play Second Life, that's what you see is like
pretty
like
much,
20-foot like ripped.
I mean, there was that
with
time that we played, and there was that person with a massive ball sack and like big hanging
knob.
knob.
Like that's the one thing that I just really don't like about Furry and FATFUR spaces on SL is just they're so saturated with these people who are just like got a dick and balls which are bigger than them. It's like I just want to sit here and chill and talk to people. I don't want to have to stare at that bloody lipstick all fucking day. Like it's like it's just so big you feel it's going to come out of the screen and poke you in the fucking eye. Like leave some space in the sim for other people. Like I know I'm fat and I'm obviously fat in SL as well. Not so big as to take up the entire space though. Like a normal person fat most of the time. Sometimes bigger, but only when the space. It's just like how I don't get how that's appealing. Like you can literally like, when your dick's like the size of a fucking horse, like what are you gonna do? Just jump on the shaft and gallop? Like why?
I'm gonna take my horse to the hotel room. I'm gonna ride
till I can. Got the ball sack in the back. Big pubes attached. I think it's time for us to shut the fuck up. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here with the first episode.
Yeah, I
think we've done all right. So thank you all for watching or listening. Tell us what you think in the comments, because this is the inaugural thing. If people enjoy it, let us know. If you don't, keep it yourself. If you've got genuine constructive criticism, feel free to shove that below. If you've got your own RP suggestions about ripping off skirts for some Magnum Dong, put that down in the comments as well. Yeah, let us know if you've got any suggestions of things you'd like to hear us talk about. Otherwise we will just sort of talk shit for an hour.
Yeah, we'll just churn out that fecal butter for you.
Rectal Amish.
Rectal. Stop, I can only get so wet right now.
But yeah, thank you all for listening. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know if you've got any cool things that you've got to say, any ideas of things that we can do in
Give
future.
Us topics.
Give us some topics. If there's anything in particular you want to hear us talk about, then put it there. Otherwise we will just talk about any old shit.
Has evidence we can fucking talk. But no, I've had fun doing this.
Yeah, I've had fun doing this. It's been good.
If we can do it more and, find out what people like, what people want to listen to, we'll maybe do it more.
Yeah, definitely.